Kingsholm, where all of the best things come in twos. Salt and vinegar, Burnsy and D-Rog, other things as well. This is the second part of our double-header today. It is Hartpury versus Cardiff Met. Hartpury women off to a great start, 5 points in a great game, and we renew one of the great rivalries in BUCS Super Rugby. We've been on this journey for a long time now, but the conversation always goes back to that legendary Twickenham final. Hartpury victorious that day. Since then, so many of those players have gone on to achieve so much in the game, and tonight it is the new generation. The lights are on at Kingsholm. We've got a great guest in the shape of this man, Mr. Gibson, who's done his top button up because it's a very important night for him as well. You've got a big smile on your face. However, you've got the brogues and not the boots on tonight. I know exciting things are happening for you, but you must be a little bit gutted to be missing out tonight.
Yeah, big fixture. Always competitive fixture against Met. It's our massive rivals, and yeah, gutted to miss out. But yeah, good things happening at the moment, so can't really say too much, but yeah.
Ooh, that sounded like there could be a secret. Right, Burnsy, it is the Battle of the Bridge. It's Wales against England. It is two rugby factories. We say it all the time, but that is because it bears repeating. Cardiff Met and Hartpury. We love both, and it's a rivalry that's been building up since the pre-BUCS Super Rugby era. It's always a special night.
It's always a special night. It feels quite a dangerous night here with the scrum halves and the back three doing their kicking practice around us. But as you said, two of the historic heavyweights who met in that incredible final in 2018, the final that the likes of Alex Donbrandt, Max Llewellyn, Luke Northmore, and those are the guys from the losing side who came out, and we're going to have a three-time winner on co-coms with us. But I think if you look at this season, you got Cardiff Met in second position at the moment. They're yet to play the unofficial Big Four, I'd say, at the moment. Maybe I'm going to get in trouble for saying that. But the likes of Exeter, Loughborough, they have played Bath, and they came off comfortably second best. I think they're really disappointed about that showing at Kincoid. But for Hartpury, and you're going to be able to give us a bit more intel on this, they're kind of the nearly men so far this season. You did the 31-all against Bath at the Rec. They lost by a point in the last minute against Exeter, and they had 60 good minutes against Loughborough the other day away. Can they string together 80 minutes? That's the big question, isn't it, Gippo?
Well, let's talk about that 31-all, because you were out of sight at 21-0 up. Then all of a sudden, 31 unanswered points. Keputu Palotto goes in for one of the tries of the season, and we think, oh, Hartpury, they are the nearly men once again. But all of a sudden, like Phoenix from the ashes, 10 points in the last couple of minutes, you walk away 31-all, one of the all-time great BUCS Super Rugby games. How do you feel after a game like that?
Yeah, I mean, we went into it with the mindset that it's going to be a big game like this one, and it was, and we went out firing. And for us, it's just those tight little nuts and bolts, and we look strong. And yes, we've had quite a tough run of games, but this is now the first one where we can start hitting the ground running, and I'm really excited about tonight and see if we can make that change here and see if that's the tipping point of this season and go on to better things.
Burnsy mentioned that unofficial top four then, and it's something that we've talked about. It's something that people have been talking about online. So you've got yourselves, you've got Loughborough, you've got Bath, you've got Exeter. Is that the chat within the group as well?
Obviously you've got your big names, you've got your big fixtures like this, but you've got to take each week as it comes. This league, the best thing about it is that anyone can beat anyone on their day, so you've always got to be up for everything.
This is a really interesting time though, isn't it, Burnsy? Because it is the Prem Cup coming up. Every team, certainly all the top teams, they're going to be losing players. There are going to be opportunities for players to go and represent Premiership clubs in the Prem Cup. But that also means there are going to be opportunities for boys in BUCS Super Rugby to really put their hand up and make the jersey their own.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, obviously we're without your services, because you've been sort of training with Gloucester, I know, during the week, and someone from that Bath game, Harry Beddle, who was a one-man crime wave at the Rec, I think 6 turnovers in the first half. He's unavailable because he's going to be up with Leicester Tigers. Maybe I've given something away there, I don't really know. But anyway, yeah, so look, they're coming out, but I'm looking down my team sheet. I look at Cardiff Met. You've got an 18-year-old, a fresher, Arthur Moore, 6'4". Everyone's very, very excited about this young man. And, there's always another cab off the rank. it's a pretty big cab. It's an Uber XL if we're like talking in those terms. But if if the cream doesn't rise, then it doesn't allow the next to curdle, as it were. That's a milk reference because of our sponsor, so that's a big tick in the box for me from BUCS. But like that's the game, and we lose great players, but even better players come in and fill that void, and every week we're thrilled to see them.
You a milk guy?
Yeah, I love my milk.
As you should. Look, we're talking about the Prem Cup, and we don't know what's going to happen with selection, but you have been training with Gloucester. How has that been? How has the environment been? And how different is it to when you're day-to-day, week-to-week with Hartpury?
Yeah, I mean, it's class, especially for me. Like, I've been out for quite a while, and first thing I was looking for was to get some game time under my belt, and to be in that sort of environment, it's just really special, and I'm really grateful for it. And yeah, it's definitely a step up, but like take it as it comes.
What about tonight then? Because me and Burnsy, we've travelled down from the big smoke, we've been on the M4 and we've been buzzing. We always are. Doesn't matter if it's here or at the Rec or at Sandy Park or at Cardiff Arms Park, wherever they're going to play the big games. It feels so special just to be a part of it. I look here, I see a buzzing crowd, I see some fancy dress. I can see Mario and Luigi. I can't see any mushrooms at the moment, but the night is young. Obviously, you're not a part of it from a playing perspective, but what's the buzz been like, and how exciting is it to be here at Kingsholm tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I can't emphasise it enough. Met against Hartpury is one of our biggest fixtures. It's the biggest rivalry, as you said before, Battle of the Bridge. I love the name, and it's only going to get bigger and bigger each year. We just relish that, and hopefully we thrive off it tonight. And really looking forward to a competitive fixture and a massive crowd hopefully behind us. So
I've just got it, Burnsy. It's fancy dress, isn't it? He's come as a junior estate agent.
terrible.
Great to have you here. You boys have got a game to commentate on. We're counting down to kick off here at Kingsholm. It's Hartpury versus Cardiff Met, but let's hear from two great men in charge of these two great teams. This is Guards and Murph.
Egon, always a pleasure to see the Archers on the stream. And an Archers in second place in the toughest league in the land. Season's gone well so far by the looks of things.
Yeah, we made a reasonable start. The reality is we probably played a lot that we haven't played what we probably call the top teams. The one top team we played against Bath, and we came up short against those, and it was a strong performance from Bath that night, very physical. And so we're not expecting anything different from Hartpury tonight to obviously do with Bath on the Rec.
So, just that one loss against Bath, what have you learned about your team on the journey so far at this stage in the season?
In fairness to the players, they're really hard work and they're giving everything in training, they're giving everything on the field. We come against a very good Bath side that night, as I said. The other games have been some excellent performances, and some have been really tough. Up in Nottingham last week was a heck of a game, and when I'm sure they would feel they should have won, but we just managed to sneak over the line really in the last 10-15 minutes.
Let's talk about the occasion. We've got the women's game unfolding behind you. We can hear the atmosphere in the stand. What sort of impact does that have on your team, getting to come to a historic ground like Kingsholm and taking on one of the great teams of BUCS Super Rugby?
Well, we've been fortunate actually. It's the third year we've done it in a row here, so it's quite a few of the boys have played here before, but notwithstanding, it's a fabulous stadium, it's an excellent occasion. I know there'll be a lot of Hartpury supporters here making lots of noise. We've already had a bit of a boost in the stand from some of the early arrivals, and it's all part of the fun. So yeah, we're really looking forward. It's always a great place to come, and we know Hartpury, as I said, one of the top teams every year at BUCS Super Rugby, so we know the challenge in front of us.
Decent record as well. You've never lost this fixture, a draw and a 1-point win. Does that stand you in good stead? Do you think about those things at all?
You just always know it's going to be such a tough game, and we had a great win here a couple of years ago, and last year we missed a kick actually in front of the poster, so to probably win it. But nevertheless, both games could have gone either way, and you just always know you're going to have that against Hartpury. Although the reality is, the last time we played them in the quarter-final, they put 50 points on us, so I'm sure they're hoping for more of the same. We're hoping to sort of reverse that score.
All right, well, on the quest to reverse that score, you picked 23 men, 22 of which played last week. There's no bigger endorsement than consistent selection. You've got to be very happy with the group by the looks of things.
Yeah, pretty much. There's an injury to one of our tightest, Connell Couch, tonight, but apart from that, we pretty much picked the same front five. for every one of to start every one of the games, and the back row's been pretty consistent as well. Likewise, so we are quite a settled team for so early on in the season, and hopefully that can sort of play in our favour a little bit.
We're looking forward to seeing you out there.
Thanks, John.
Dan Murphy, wonderful to be here at Kingsholm for Hartpury's big occasion, the Battle of the Bridge. Third year that it's happening. Where does this stand in the importance of your season as a club, as a university?
Yeah, it's a great event. It's something all the students look forward to. They want to play in, obviously. We've got youngsters, we've got a load of freshers here tonight. They're here supporting the girls. They want to be part of it and they want to play in this one day. So it is a huge event in the calendar.
Right, well, I do apologise that we've had to cut that interview with Dan Murphy short, and it was a really, really good one. Spoke very passionately about the occasion, about the importance of those men in red giving a full 80-minute performance. But as you can see, the teams are out and the live action is almost upon us. It is the Battle of the Bridge. We're live from Kingsholm. It's Hartpury against Cardiff Met. Well, the man in the middle is Adam Jones, an esteemed referee that you'll be used to seeing in the URC, and an esteemed man alongside me is Alex Gibson, three-time BUCS Super Rugby champion with Hartpury. And it is the men in red who collect on this big night for the Acorns.
Great to be here, Burnsy. Really looking forward to the game ahead. I think we're going to see a lot of points out there tonight.
Your mark there, okay?
Well, it's not a fixture that has always delivered tons and tons of points, but loads of drama over the years. It was a 25-all last year. It was just a point in it in the inaugural match, with Cardiff Met coming from behind to pip Hartpury. So they're yet to taste victory on their big occasion at the spiritual home of rugby here in Gloucestershire. And it's a bit of a scrappy start first up from that bomb that was put up in the air, and a failure to defuse it means that Hartpury have got a line out on their 22.
Yeah, the line out's going to be real key tonight. Both set piece, line out and scrum. It's going to have a big influence on the game ahead.
So first look at the technicalities, and Cam Murray gets hoisted.
Stop in front, Red, stop!
El Hart steps in the blue head guard, his fellow back row, to ship it into the pocket. And it's a tidy little clearance and
On the line,
kind of the settling exit that Hartpury would have wanted.
Yeah, exactly that. First exit of the game, nice and clean, get the ball off the pitch.
Well, you can begin to hear the roars increase, the chanting of Hartpury as the fancy dress clad crowd get into voice. The line out drills slick from Ollie Smith and co of Cardiff Met 2, and all of a sudden we're back up into the floodlights. Keelan Kelly is swallowed up by the shoulder of Jacob Wilmot the moment he catches it. It's a good contest at that breakdown. Shipped away by Price, and Hartpury under pressure in their 22.
Use it!
Third meeting between these two of what's become a staple of the calendar. It's Met who've enjoyed a period of dominance since, well, just before the turn of the decade, to be honest, but they haven't tasted victory in nearly 2 years now. The last time these two met was, as Ian Gardner mentioned, in the quarter-final last year, and it was a humbling 51-22 defeat at the hands of Hartpury at the Gilman's ground. But off the top they go, and Alex Terry fizzes it to the centres. Carry from Chris Johnson, who's been one of the Mr. Dependables in the midfield for Cardiff Met this season. Just dribbled through by his backline partner, and Corbin Smith makes a bit of a mess of that ball flipped up by Hillary, the captain. Cardiff Met in transition. Cardiff Met with numbers and threats on this right edge.
Advantage over!
Two red jerseys come across to stifle, but the Archers come back again. They look to pierce the red wall. Waiting is Ben Murphy. He skipped out, and it's out to Arthur Moore. Arthur Moore shrugs off the challenge of Murray, And the Met are purring, just a disguised ball with no eyes, but too much pressure on the recipient. And Wilmot leaves his luggage behind and the opportunity spurned.
Use it.
Yeah, all the early possession going to Cardiff Met really, and they've made a lot of inroads into the 22 there, but just fumbled the ball at the last minute.
Well, the box clear is into the hands of the danger man, Josh Carrington. King Coyd, as he's known at the moment, given his performances in the early stages of the season. An 18-year-old, 6'4" Arthur Moore puts his shoulder to the wheel in a slightly more direct and less elusive manner. This is Ollie Smith, who last season was playing outside centre in the 4th team at Cardiff Met. That's the progression that young man's been on now. A little bit stale as Ardal Yallop puts a bit of footwork in from a stationary position. Murphy out the back. Met looking to prise open this Hartpury defence, but that's a good arrival from Ewan Pearce-Jones, the Wales Sevens flyer. Low chop.
Matador pulled out.
And an interesting ball over the top that wobbles in the air, but no real danger.
Yeah, first 5 minutes, Cardiff have really dominated possession. Hartpury were just looking to get their hands on the ball here and try and throw a few phases together themselves from this next phases.
Hartpury on the edge.
Right, well, we've had Harry Gibson for the pre-show. You are Alex Gibson, aka Arge, and a man who's hoisted the trophy 3 times. One of only 2 men in BUCS Super Rugby history to win 3 finals, to start 3 finals, in fact, and you did them consecutively. You know what it's like to go on a big season journey in BUCS Super Rugby.
Yeah, a few years back now, the other one, Harry Wilson, really, really good times and really exciting times. And the journeys you go on from season to season, they're all different, but equally as special.
And you know, those seasons where you claimed the cup, you didn't necessarily have the perfect league seasons either. There are different personalities to the years you won it.
Yeah, I think back in the first year we had an unbelievable season, probably our best season in terms of results. But the 2 seasons after, very topsy-turvy, but when it came to the right part of the season, we just managed to turn it on and get results in the knockouts.
We have to say that neither side is truly turning it on at the moment. Opening period littered with errors. Max Knight fortunate to get away from seeing the ball slip from his grip, and the ball goes tumbling through, and for a moment it looked like it may not have been knocked on, but Reece Price called that.
You'll have to keep your eyes on Matt Hillary doing that. He loves a little pick through the breakdown and does it very, very well. Makes quite a lot of yards for fun.
One of the co-captains in this Hartpury side, alongside Wilf McCarthy, wearing the 13 jersey. And I've heard Matt Hillary spoken in volumes about his leadership, about his presence. A real follow me over the top, I'll lead you kind of guy.
Yeah, I think he speaks volumes, mainly with actions, to be honest. He leads from the front and the boys will follow behind him. Sets a real good example on the pitch and off the pitch as well.
Alex Terry wastes no time in getting it into the hands of the Dutch international, Vikas Meyer. And that is a cannon all the way back into the heart of the Hartpury 22.
Wingers coming. Retreat.
Corbin Smith
Keep retreating.
deprives us of his dazzling feat for now. Instead, he picks out the Dutch playmaker. Pearce-Jones arriving, but too many Met bodies to think about a sniff at the jackal.
No! Offside.
Very silly pen to give away there.
Tough on that though. The ball emerges from the side. It's awfully tempting.
Oh, it's always tempting. I think you've just got to be disciplined, listen to the ref there. First shot, early points here for Cardiff Met. A lot of possession and time to get some points on the board, I think.
Feels like a good decision given the lack of rhythm from both sides.
Yeah, I'd agree that both sides have had a little bit of attack, but they've come to the end by knocking on the ball, so I think it's sensible to get some points on the board. Quite far out as well.
Well, if you've got any concerns about distance, I'd ask you to consider the 105 kilo, 6'3" levers that this Dutch dimensioned fly half is about to put through this ball.
The 10s just get bigger and bigger, don't they?
.48 metres and then some. Notice serve to Hartpury at the breakdown. BUCS Mayer will punish them from anywhere. First points of the contest. They go to Cardiff Met.
I think they're going to have to think twice about giving pens away in their own half, if that's a boot to come.
Made his debut last year against Belgium for the Netherlands. I think, as a Dutchman, found himself playing rugby at Cardiff Met University. Well, the head coach in the Netherlands is none other than Lynn Jones, who many will remember from his playing days for Wales. He coached the Ospreys during the Galacticos era, and he's the link for this man and a couple other Dutch lads who've made their way not just across the continent but across the Severn Bridge to Kincoy to further their game. And BUCS Mayer, by all accounts, is improving by the second. Ewan Purse-Jones, the man with the phone box feet, off he goes. Leaves a couple in his wake before being upended by Alex Terry. Pressure on the hands of Hartpury, but they're through the first defence and now they're stepping inside through Wilf McCarthy. England student in victory last year on French soil.
No advantage. Coming back.
Yeah, that's definitely the beauty of the league. I think, as you mentioned, the Dutchman and the Cardiff Met team, plenty of other nationalities coming to all different teams around the league.
We've thrown up a few legends from far-flung reaches of the world. I can't remember if you played them. Irv the Swerve Murick.
Oh, I played with Irv the Swerve Murick. He's unfortunately now he's bowled, but he's still a very good player and playing a very high level in France.
Cult hero status for the Belgian bomber.
Just give me the ball and I'll carry it.
Hartpury with their best attacking position of the half. Casey Williams finds his man and it's an early sack from Met, but Hartpury flood through before El Hart gets brought to the ground.
Tackle!
Well, that is fine work on the floor from Met. Just as they were looking fractured and Hartpury were sensing a bit of try-scoring blood. Met, though,
Coming onside.
being made to grapple their way free.
Use it.
Former Worcester Warrior, Alex Terry, goes high, tight to the touchline. Keelan Cullen collects neatly and then weaves inside. It's on for Hartpury, it's on for Max Knight, steps inside, looks for the offload, but the tackle arrived just in time. Corbin Smith, he's deadly from this range, bounces through one, and still the ball remains in play miraculously. Big hits arriving from Hartpury, who just will not relinquish this stranglehold of Met. 5 metres from their line. Terry again turns down touch and Smith ships it into Cullen. Ewan Purse-Jones leaving Met defenders grasping at shadows, but too many men and Purse-Jones halted. Well, I think that was intended for Cullen.
Nine.
The USA under-20 international Corbin Smith kicks
People
a little
3-10.
bit to no one, but he's rewarded by a sliced effort from Carrington.
It's an interesting tactic from the box. They seem to keep the ball on the pitch. I'm not sure if that's something being done on purpose or that's a tactic they're opting for, but they keep inviting pressure back on themselves.
I mean, we got 2 back threes. that it's a kick to at your peril scenario. Corbin Smith, USA 20s, incredible fullback. Ewan Persh-Jones, I've seen him beat the same defender 3 times before on the International 7 circuit. Dylan Coetzee, who made a splash at the Rec, and then we're turning to Met, and we've got Henry Kerwin, a Canadian Sevens international, Dylan Scott, 2 tries against Nottingham, and Josh Carrington, who has been arguably Cardiff Met's most fearsome strike player so far this season.
I'll tell you what, Burnsy, as a front row forward, I wouldn't like get caught in those wide channels. I'd be stepped round and left for dead.
Well, you've got to work a bit harder now when the kick tennis happens, because the DuPont laws come in, so you can't just stand with your hands on your hips doing nothing while the fullbacks kick it to each other.
It used to be lovely just to tread water, but now you've actually got to track back. It means I actually do something in the game.
Here come Hartpury, here comes Max Knight, a purposeful run against the grain and some momentum garnered. Khan Richard Spa, one of the 2 brothers studying and playing at Hartpury at the moment. This has opened up for McCarthy. 2 men and, well, hoisted up and bullied backwards. But still, Puri come. Knight has been bouncing in off that left foot a number of times so far. There's a part of you that wants him to give it the width. Tom Hill, the newly, freshly bolstered Tom Hill. Cullen to McCarthy. McCarthy with the big don't argue, but not good enough to fend off Scott. Now LaRue, the South African lock. Price just threatening those fringes. The ball squirts out, but goes backwards, and Ollie Minnis scoops it up.
Great pick up there.
Hartpury with numbers, Cullen with fizz, with width, and the drop of the shoulder from Hart, and a good challenge coming in.
Coming back, tackle us too slow, second speed the ball.
It's all Hartpury, but this is immense defence from Cardiff Met at the moment.
Oh, the defence is second to none. 5 metres out, get a turnover, clear your lines, and defence is definitely on top so far, coming up at the right moments with the ball.
But they are infringing, and it's impossible to work your way out if you're conceding penalties.
Casey Williams will be looking to add another one to his list here. Top try scorer at the moment. Maul's going really well.
There you go.
Backwards,
Arj
play on.
Gibson's crystal ball says a rolling Maul, but a little bit of looseness means that Hartpury aren't afforded the opportunity. Knight clings on. Smith might have to do a bit of clearing out. That's good work from Chris Johnson, and he scoops it up, and off goes Kerwin. This could be 22 to 22. Dylan Scott dancing inside, looking for friends, but only finds the red jersey clad Khan Richards Farr, and the threat is snuffed out.
Stop, centre, centre!
Looked if you get that last pass away, they were in for sure. Be good about that one.
Well, that's a tackle that needed to be made by Dylan Coetzee.
Net on the line.
Vikas Meyer almost thrashing his way through. It's kind of tight, but it's kind of loose as well, isn't it? You know, when it breaks, it really does break, and there's been opportunities for tries, but they haven't come with 16 and a half gone.
I think by the first 15 minutes, I think we're not long before that first try comes, and then we'll start to open up a bit. Big carry there from the Cardiff Met 8.
Finally, Met get a bit of possession. Wilmot. Well, there's Dylan Scott, and there is a big offside. Good trailing line from Alex Terry, but I don't think he could have foreseen the kick coming through.
Just the final pass, isn't it? We're just waiting on that last
Just on the five.
bit of skill just to get that final pass away, and I think we'll have our first try of the game.
Long time ago for you, without wishing to date you too much, Arj, but did you get nervous for these big games when you were back as a student?
Yeah, of course. I think every game in that league you get nervous for, because they're all as big as each other. I think since I've left, it's got even tighter and tighter. You see the points difference between the teams. There's not much in it. One win can send you a few places above, and a loss, a lot of teams will be catching up with you. I think it's such a competitive league and a great league.
Happy? Thank you.
What about playing in big stadiums like this? I mean, you think about the history that is in the foundations of this stadium, not just of Gloucester rugby, but of English rugby.
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. Just more of an atmosphere than the usual stadium. Obviously, you get a much bigger turnout. Everybody wants to come for a night out down Kingsholm. And it's the same with all the teams are doing it. Like Bath the other week with a massive crowd they had was awesome.
Over 6,500 at the Rec a couple of weeks ago when the men in red drew 31 all. They won the game, they lost the game, and they drew the game. It was a real Jekyll and Hyde match, and one that had us grit from first blast to last. But even this evening, Exeter taking on Durham at Sandy Park. The Keith Fleming Cup on offer there. And we're going to have the Cardiff Clash again around Christmas time at the Cardiff Arms Park. So there's no shortage of big stadia that want the studs of Super Rugby on their blades of grass.
The big games just keep coming, don't they?
The tries to this point certainly are not, though. Nice footwork from Matt Hillary, but penalised. That's a nuanced law there. Not allowed to push your own player into the contact.
Never been a fan of that one. Early exchanges in the set piece. Hartpury went one up on the scrum there, but I think they're really defending them all real well. You've seen them implement that sack a few times, and it's been quite effective so far.
Edge of the white line.
Well,
He's up, boys. Well done.
the week before Guy Fawkes night, it's fizzling at the moment, but we're yet to see the fireworks of this fixture. Chris Johnson just stopped in his tracks. He's so good in heavy traffic. That's a beautiful delayed ball, and Carrington goes galloping through the hole that was presented to him. The next arrival's Tom Pritchard, the former Wales under-20, his brother Jack on the bench this evening. Vikas Mayer dancing inside, flips out the backdoor boogie, but it was too smart for the support runner. Head on hands moment. Goodness me, what a break, what instinct, but still Cardiff Met comes still through Josh Carrington. Carrington shrugs off one, ended by two. Now Murphy.
I don't know how this is still 3-0. Numerous opportunities, and we're just missing that last pass still, and we're looking at a game that's 3-0 that easily could have 20 points so far.
Well, Cullen misses that high ball. Fortunately, his half-back buddy, Reece Price, is on hand.
Come out there now, go there.
Cullen steps in at scrum half. Real bouncing hit on Casey Williams there, who himself is one of the most physical and abrasive. Well, I echo your views, Arch. How is it only 3-0?
Edge of the line, Hartpury.
I'm not entirely sure myself, mate. We've had more than enough opportunities to score some tries so far. Like I said, we're just lacking on that last pass a little bit from both sides, and defence somehow seems to be coming out on top.
Lewis Walsh, who's honed his craft with a bit of time in Australia playing shoot shield rugby alongside Liam Jones, the
Cardiff Met
six,
down, play away.
who's embedded in that maul. Ardal Yallop What a brute of a number 8, such a strong carrier.
Turnover's good.
But the turnover,
Carry back,
magnificent
carry back.
from his opposite man. Met spun on their heels, and Carrington looking to rebuild from deep. One-on-one with Smith, leaves him for dead. Off goes Carrington, this kid's dynamite. Feeds it to Arthur Moore, slingshot back inside for Dylan Scott, who's going to score one of the tries of the season if he can wrestle it down. But it is Herculean, heroic defence from Hartpury, and somehow Met are denied.
Well, that is absolutely sublime. I don't know how he's made up those yards, but he's put his body on the line there and managed somehow to get underneath that, and we're still tryless in this first 25 minutes.
We'll play on. We'll play on.
How? How was that try not scored?
I really don't know, but he's done amazingly well to get there and hold up that ball. Great bit of defending and saved a certain try there.
Right, here we go. This is the moment that everyone got off their feet. Where does the tackle come from?
Held up.
And he was literally like a blur coming from right to left on the screen.
Amazing bit of defence from Dill there. He'd be super happy, the boys, with that. And we're looking at a dropout instead of 7 points.
I don't care what league you watch your rugby. I don't think you'll see a better try saver than that all season.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. I don't know where he came from, but he was in like a flash, straight underneath the ball. His textbook. Getting your hands and your body underneath the ball, hold him up. Ref's got a perfect view and no clear ground in there at all.
Well, we've a brief stoppage
That one is there. Stop there. Yeah, that one.
for Ardle Yallop,
No, that's John.
who
Happy.
is now patched up and
Time back on there.
trotting back to the Cardiff Met 10, where I think he's hoping to work in tandem with Josh Carrington. What a devastating runner the Archer fullback is, but this man is a battering ram. Look at him bounce off the red jerseys and take meters that were not his right to take.
I think they want to call him Ardle Wallop.
Well, left behind by Gethin Cannon.
No advantage. That ball's exposed. Come back to the knock on.
A bit of mercy for Hartpury, who've been under the pump here.
Yeah, some of the Cardiff Met forwards are really getting into their stride now, making some inroads, some really good carries, leg drive, and Hartpury will be happy to see this scrum midfield and try and get something out of
Give
it.
me a nice long bind. And just bring your feet forward as well for me. Yeah. Crouch. Bind. Set. Play away, play away.
Always a 50-50 when it goes down like that. He's played away there.
15-22 on.
Carrington allows it to bounce twice. He's got such confidence in himself at the moment. But he's found himself all alone with no buddies around. And it's a big penalty. Big territorial gain here for Hartpury, and a big decision with the poles right in front of them.
Yeah, a combination of Matt Hillary and Alice Hart there. Like limp pitch, won't get him off that. And I think probably a wise call, get some points on the board. I still don't know how we haven't seen a try yet either.
There's a good chase from Ian Perce-Jones. And as you said, the combination of Hillary and Hart couldn't be prized. Keelan Cullen, who I'm sure many of you will recognise from social media this week, receiving some words of encouragement at high decibels from the Loughborough fans last week as he sized up the poles. And as ever, with a little help of an upright, remains unflustered. And the boots of Keelan Cullen draws parity in the match. It's Hartpury 3, Cardiff Met 3.
Yeah, I did see that video last week. It looks like he was getting a few words of encouragement from the Loughborough supporters, and I think he'll be getting a few more here today than last week.
Very passionate about their place kicking at Loughborough, very technically minded and looking to impart some of their knowledge on Cullen. But I think for all of us who watch enough of this league, cold as ice, Keelan has got all the bases covered usually.
Use it.
Reece Price so far excellent with his exits.
Edge of the line, Hartpury.
I think he's had 3 or 4 so far. Good box kicks, good yardage. Make Cardiff Met play from the halfway.
Good story about Reece Price. He was an England student last year and former Gloucester 18s, but basically Cardiff Blues needed a scrum half in pre-season. They're a little bit short on numbers, and they came to Hartpury and they said, yeah, look, we love our boys getting experience out at these big clubs, and a pre-season's a pre-season. You get taken to the pain cave no matter where you are, and his time there with Cardiff, he's come back reinvigorated. He's come back a more mature player, and it's really showing in his performances in red this season.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. I'm sure some of the Cardiff players imparted some of their wisdom on him, and made him feel welcome as well.
Persh Jones is making himself very welcome to the soft shoulders of the Cardiff Met defenders. He's wrong footing, little bit of a switch, and it's well gathered by Henry Kerwin.
Retreat.
Cullen picked out by Mayer. The spiral bomb, the trademark, right onto the periphery of the 22, and Mayer diffuses it like a SWAT expert. Yallop maybe could have gone. There were big men and big numbers beyond him.
Now. Cardiff Met ball.
Well, Cardiff Met ball call, but then it squirted out, and Ewan Persh Jones was the first to respond, and Hartpury have got the advantage. Cullen to the back division once more. Max Knight just delays the ball, sucks in a couple of defenders, and May is there to sweep up the crumbs.
Slightly wider kick for post this time. I'm sure they may be interested maybe by that corner, but better angle for it. So it'll be interesting to see what they do here. And yeah, it looks like they're going to back the Souths and go for the corner, try and get this maul rumbling over.
Points on the board, followed by pressure exerted from 10 metres out. Casey Williams, BUCS Super Rugby's top try scorer, a man who just loves to sit in the chariot and see the horsepower ahead of him take him to the line. Hartpury are within a metre. Met steal themselves.
Onside.
Patience being demonstrated by Hartpury, and it's rewarded with penalty advantage.
No try. You're offside, picking the ball up, but we come back for offside.
Well, a pick and go through the middle from Casey Williams is denied for offside, but they had the penalty.
So number 2, so wrap. But we have an advantage for offside.
Looks like a little tap and go move here maybe.
Tom Hill and the rest of the front row shift across. Matt Hillary instead taps it. Now the front row carry. Now they batter from point blank range, but somehow repelled. And now it is the turn of the Archers to be titanic in their defensive deeds and somehow hold up the Hartpury attack.
So it's a scrum, Hartpury ball.
Can't seem to get over the line for love nor money. Neither team so far, and I still don't know how this game's 3-3, no try yet.
Let's go now. Cheers. Scrum 5, Hartpury ball.
A quick mic adjustment for Adam Jones out there so that we can hear him. As a scrum aficionado, what's your call here as a Hartpury man in the front row?
Always keep the ball in. Just keep the ball in, don't let it come out. Don't let the backs have it.
Crouch! Crouch! Bind! Set! Elbow lucid!
Hillary breaks. Hillary missiles himself at the Cardiff Met line. And one ride around on the shoulder carries Hillary the final step. And at long, long last, we have a try in this battle of the bridge.
Well, he picked and went, and he came round like a one-man wrecking ball, twisted and turned it, and he managed to get the ball over the line. I think it's what everyone's been desperate for so far, a try, and I think we might see a few more after this.
Try score.
I'll be honest, Arj, I didn't think it was going to come. I thought we were going to have a half-time highlights with 2 penalty kicks.
Well, I'm only here for the first half, and I'd be mortified if we ended up with no tries.
Well, we've got the razzle-dazzle coming in shortly. We got a back. We've got Harry Gibson, who's going to join us for the second half. A man who's well-versed in delivering clean ball for this man ordinarily, but this is a one-man band from the tee. Keelan Cullen. Pulls his effort to the left of the upright. It followed in a similar vein to his earlier penalty effort, but on this occasion doesn't get the good fortune of a clip of the upright. So just the 5, but we have our first try of the match, and Hartpury have the lead for the first time.
Yeah, they'll be looking to get a nice clean exit from this now.
All backwards,
that's
play
not
on.
what's happened.
Off now.
Met with 5 minutes to make one last mark on this first half. Hartpury not committing numbers to the breakdown, instead populating that defensive line and looking for their opportunity to strike on the jackal. Carrington is such a slippery snake at fullback. Oh, the short side undefended. Alex Terry almost sneaking home. But it was a timely arrival from Corbin Smith to deny the Archers again.
I think Hartpury have got away with one there. It all starts with the restart. You've got to take a clean restart, get rid of the ball. It's a bit of a coach killer. You've ended up 5 metres out instead. So I'll be looking for another clean exit here now.
Outside 15.
More! Is completed cleanly, taken at the tail, and
Out!
a few more numbers committed to
Once!
take some handy meters.
5! Thank you.
And Reece Price has got right under that. That's not the clearance he was looking for. It's worked out all right.
Penalty offside.
Well, it's worked out better than all right. Penalty offside from the initial knock on. The dream get out for Hartpury.
Yeah, they'll be looking to secure a bit of field possession this and let the backs have a go with a nice strike, I think.
Just on box kicks, just give me a step, half a metre. Okay. A couple of times now I've heard the AR shout and I'm talking to you as well. Understood. Thank you.
good platform to go off at the halfway.
Line out has been pairing nicely for Hartpury all evening, and in a flash, Perce Jones goes scorching through the heart of the Archers' defence into the 22. To the short side, Hartpury go. Elhart dips his head and looks to torpedo on. A pick through the heart of the ruck from the captain, Matt Hillary. The try scorer turns creator, and Dylan Kutsia, the glad recipient for try number 2.
Well, they're like London buses, aren't they? You wait for one for ages and then you get 2 at once. Great bit of skill here to recognise the space on the short side and just goes and sets him up with a walk-in.
Yeah, we've got 2.5. Yeah.
He's something of a sevens exponent. Dylan Kutsia, very powerful styled winger, and well, thus far the combination of Smith, Perce Jones and Kutsia has meant that Oscar Wilson, who's away with Saracens at the moment, hasn't been missed too much. Cullen is still drawing it off the tee at the moment. So, while Cardiff Met have been hit with a double whammy, the damage has been limited to 10 rather than 14. Hartpury 13, Cardiff Met 3. Final minutes of the half.
Yeah, last knock into the first half. Cardiff Met will be looking to try and get on the ball and cause Hartpury some problems these last couple of minutes.
Thank you. Knock on first by blue, then by red, scrum, red ball.
Which coach is going to be happier after this 40 minutes? Let's take the scoreboard out of it. I know that that's a little bit of a difficult thing, or you know, or a buffoony thing to do, but based on the performance and the areas of dominance, the purple patches that both sides have had.
Yeah, I think obviously Hartpury are definitely going to be the happier team. They just seem to have picked that final pass a little bit more. But only being 13-3, I know you said take the scoreboard out of it, but only being 13-3, I don't think they're going to be too disheartened being 10 points down. It's a great scrum by Hartpury there. I've played many a times against Cardiff Met and the game's never dead. No matter how many points you've got on the board, the game's never dead. So I think whatever the score finish of this first half, it's going to be really competitive second half.
On the 10, Cardiff. 4.
Potential for maybe one last opportunity here.
Claimed by Liam LaRue. Oh, there goes Hillary. He's growing with every carry, and he finds his try-scoring partner, Kutsia, though certainly not intended to go to the winger on that occasion. Hillary gets found being a little too ponderous at the base of that ruck.
Number 2.
But Adam Jones's arm is out. Is it penalty advantage? That'll be handy. Perce Jones. Perce Jones loves daylight, loves one-on-one. Hartpury beginning to sing on their big night at Kingsholm.
Come back to the advantage.
But a forward pass shuts things down.
Number 2 has just dived through to play the 9.
I think they may go to the corner again here. Keelan's missed a couple of shots, so I think corner, potential last try to go in at half time. You'd be much happier with that score.
Post called.
And I'm completely wrong.
Just by here now.
Well, this will be the final act of the half, and there's a bit of attention going to one of the Cardiff Met players, which brings it nicely to the concept of staying strong and using milk for one's recovery, whether it's after training, a match day. Efficient recovery, as we all know, is key. So check out the sweet and savoury recipes at milkeverymoment.com to incorporate milk into your diet, which contains nutrients that can help support key aspects like muscle repair, hydration and replenishment.
Okay.
I think
back on then.
All 46 out there would benefit from a pint of the white stuff after a contest like today. Did you know, by the way, Arj, that Durham are giving free milk to their freshers this term to make sure that they get enough protein in their diet after S&C sessions?
No, I didn't, but I'm not against it.
My gift to you, Arj. Keelan Cullen. Hammers home Hartpury's dominance in this first half with a further 3 from the tee. And as Hartpury bound off, a slightly more dejected Cardiff Met follow in slow motion. It's half time at Kingsholm. Hartpury 16, Cardiff Met 3. Right, Arch, before I relieve you of your co-commentary duties, we're going to get into some of the high points of the match and, well, first points of the game. And BUCS Mayor hasn't had another opportunity, but he's got a cannon that will punish infractions from Hartpury.
Yeah, he definitely has, and I think since that point, Hartpury have been pretty clean with their D and haven't given them many opportunities to kick for the posts.
Moments like this change a game. This was when it was 3-0 to Cardiff Met. It was a scintillating break and what we thought was a score from Dylan Scott, but he was denied by Dylan Kutsia. And from that point, whilst the pendulum swung both ways, parity was restored by Keelan Cullen before really Captain Matt Hilly, fantastic, took the game by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah, he's been a wrecking ball since then, and he's really getting his hands on the ball a lot, coming onto it at a pace, and he's causing some issues. I think he'll move on to the next one in a sec. Causing some problems on the short side, and that pick and go through the middle as well.
Well, he'd given a glimpse of his desire to pick through the middle, and that time it was to deadly effect. Dylan Kutsia on the shoulder and cruising home for another live stream BUCS Super Rugby try. Half-time here at Kingsholm, Hartpury 16, Cardiff Met 3. Arj, thank you for your time, sir, and you're welcome back anytime on the BUCS Super Rugby live stream.
Cheers, Burnsy, it's been great, and yeah, happy to come back anytime. Cheers, mate.
My go-to cheat meal would be a Hawaiian pizza.
Chinese. I like beef fried rice and sweet and sour chicken balls.
Women's World Cup, England all the way.
Definitely England.
Probably England.
Women's World Cup, England probably.
Principality.
Dream stadium would probably be Twickenham, which is now Allianz Stadium.
Principality.
Got to be home stadium, Twickenham or Allianz now. Fancy myself at golf, but a lot of prize money in it as well, so why not?
Probably basketball.
BMXing, just watching the Olympics.
That's just about right.
No, I'd put my decorations up in September if I could.
You're slightly too early. I think you got it. I don't know, just like another week. Alwyn Jones.
Ooh, all-time sporting goat. Got to back the home country here, Johnny Wilkinson.
Michael Jordan.
Let's go with Mo Hunt.
One thing that's always in my away day bag, probably my boots and my gum shield.
My away day bag has got to be squares bars and a 4-pack of Red Bulls.
Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome to Bath, the beautiful cathedral city, bathed in history, both culturally, musically, and of course in a sporting sense. Tonight we are at the Rec. The rain is falling. It is the anniversary match. It is University of Bath against Hartpury, two university rugby powerhouses. And wherever you're watching from, the warmest of welcomes. You do not want to miss this. We are counting down to kick off here. We've got phenomenal guests. We've got Test match rugby players. We've got Premiership stars. And we've got the future of this great game that we love. On nights like tonight, under the lights, 8,000 here in the rain at the Rec. Will it be the experience that carries one of these teams through, or will it be the atmosphere created by 8,000? The anniversary fixture is underway. Hartpury in the red, Bath the brothers in the blue and gold. Here's Oscar Wilson, needs the bounce, gets the bounce, needs to finish, and he has grounded it. Fabulous score with the penalty advantage, kick into space, Oscar Wilson's there. AC Williams, still on it, Williams, still moving forward, Williams, Hartpury over, it's try number 2. It's blunt and brutal work by Hartpury, and they extend the lead. Reece Price, he's opted for the kick this time. The chase is on by Matt Hillary. Oh, Afaya's knocked that on, and it's bounced up into the hands of Hillary. And is that the unlikeliest of tries? He thinks so. What's the referee got to say? Try's been awarded. The kick pressure tells, and Hartpury are disappearing out of sight. Bath desperate for a score. Treacy will be the next to go. Still short. Brutal tackling, and in it isn't. Over goes Alfie Griffin, and Bath are on the board. So many red bodies slowing this ball down. Something they've done so well, Hartpury. Can they do it well enough to keep Bath out? No, they cannot. It's a second try for Bath. The gap closes, and Harry Breeze out of the sin bin onto the scoreboard. Is Bath 12, Hartpury 21. Just starts to slow. Ian Davis calling in the extras. The extras are added, and Bath going in search of try number 3. They're over. It's Kefu Tuipolotu. He can't stop scoring, and Bath are right back in the game. Up go the flags. Level goes the scoreboard. Bath 21, Hartpury 21. Sends it on its way. He likes it. The crowd like it. And Bath lead at the Rec. It's 24-21.
Breeze, no Tui
Breezy on the
Pilotu.
outside.
He's got a 2-on-1. Another touch for Tui Pilotu. Incredible
Oh, he
stuff.
got the offload away.
Ian Davis scores for Bath. Champagne moment. And Bath win it, and win it big. Penalty advantage. Hartpury will have another go. Will they need it? Oh, the post protector rescuing Bath. If the try goes over here, surely it's a draw. They're over! Oh my goodness! Hartpury with the kick to tie, with the clock in the red. The most dramatic end here at the Rec. There might have been an obstruction there. And Hartpury have seen enough. What a game. What a game. Bath were down and out in the first half. Hartpury were down and out with minutes to go. It finishes honours even. A bonus point draw in the anniversary game. Brilliant character from Hartpury. Brilliant comeback from Bath. And it finishes Bath 31, Hartpury 31. We've been to the Rec. For the second live stream in a row, it has ended in a draw. It is the best league in the land for a reason. I'll be swimming all night in this, so I'm off to fishies. See ya.
Welcome back to a kicking Kingsholm, who are enjoying every last blow of this Battle of the Bridge. And while the first half battle may have been won by the men in red of Hartpury, the war isn't over, and there's 40 more minutes to determine cross bridge bragging rights. 16-3 and
Met
two
ready.
tries to the
Hartpury.
good Hartpury are. But we've seen this season, their big weakness has been putting 80-minute performances together. 40 successfully navigated. The second half of the equation, theirs to accomplish. But the Archers will not stop coming, and they will be ferocious right to the 80th minute. Harry Gibson, our guest from the pre-show, the junior estate agent doing the rounds here in Gloucester, has joined us for the second half. Harry, what did you make of the action?
Yeah, it was class first half. Very tense first 20 minutes, sort of back and forth, and it was that battle of the middle ground, and eventually Hartpury obviously got through and you know, relieved that bit of pressure, and now the momentum's in their hand now, and I think if we can stick with that and get the next points on the boards, we'll be in a safer place.
Being absolutely honest, is this the kind of game that you were expecting? Is this the style of game that you were preparing for?
I certainly didn't expect it to be as intense in the first 20 minutes and on edge. I knew, you know, both teams exceptional at scoring tries and making things happen, but yeah, that 3-all was very unexpected.
Goodness me, that was some arrival by El Hart, who somehow contorted himself into a jackling position but didn't emerge with the ball. And well, here's a new jersey. This is 22, Steph Crimp, and already he's having an impact. Already the Archers are breaking the Hartpury resolve. It took one more pass, but in a flash, Arthur Moore changes the record here at Kingsholm, and the Archers are on target, and they're right back in this one.
Yeah, an amazing try there. It's make something from nothing, and you know, you let yourself down, and oh, sorry, you let Hartpury go forward and give them that edge, and they'll take it. And I said previously, both teams have got the ability to do that, and they'll spring right back, Met, if you give them the chance.
Well, you spoke about the importance and how much Hartpury would want to be scoring first. Seconds later, it's Cardiff Met unbuttoning what was previously a defence that was very, very tight. And BUCS Meyer was 1 from 1 with his previous effort being the best part of 50 metres. Certainly has the range. Has he got the angle? He's got a touch of the Keelan Cullens. Hoyt's just a shade to the side of the left upright. So the damage is limited for Hartpury. But Cardiff Met are back to within 1 score. It's 16-8. First things first for the Archers is the exit, and the man just dusting himself down and
use it,
manoeuvring himself onto the short side is the try scorer Arthur Moore, and he'll chase as part of this Archers line. Hartpury looked so confident on the ball in the backfield, and none more so than Ewan Purse-Jones squeezes the pass out to McCarthy. He slams down the anchors. But then Hartpury forge ahead. Hillary, who has been a force of nature in the last 20 minutes of this contest, fed by Corbin Smith, who goes in at half-back but leaves it to the big men. Reece Price picks out a runner, but it's too much for Hart.
Penalty only. We've got a penalty there or a penalty here.
Our 2 penalty options, and just the response that Hartpury would have wanted.
Yeah, absolutely. Straight back down into Met's half and trying to take opportunities where they can. Interesting to see what Hartpury do here, where they go for this tap now.
Again the shift. Again Hillary leading from the front. Jolted to a hole. Then it's Tom Hill. Tom Hill across the line but held up.
Held up first, then brought back over. Goal line dropper.
Held up by the 9, boys.
Hilly's been extremely lucky with that, unlucky with that. He's had 2 attempts and just come up short.
Okay.
It's a big old bruiser, Tom Hill. I'm told that after his first year, got on the weights, got in the canteen, and came back nearly 15 kilos heavier.
Yeah, he's a big goose. He's a bit of a scrumbledore amongst the Hartpury lads.
Which is an expression I heard used to describe your head coach Dan Murphy earlier this evening as well.
Tackler's nowhere near it. There's no red player with him.
Yeah, he's been immense in terms of that scrum and the dark arts within it, and he only boosts those boys such as Hilly to get better each week.
Less of a scrumbledore. He's a high rocks man now, Dan Murphy. Big into his high roxes, apparently.
Is that what he's told you?
Well, I haven't seen him on any marketing material for the High Rocks brand, but allegedly. Feels like a missed opportunity for them. Met back into Hartpury's half. They slowly form. They shift and shape and they miss their man. Lewis Walsh, errant with the throw to the tail. Hartpury desperate to get their hands on the ball, desperate to explore these wide channels and bring their pace men onto the ball. Cullen, eyes up the crossfield, goes on an angle and really stretches BUCS Meyer, who not only showed wonderful athleticism but unbelievable awareness to know precisely where he was for the mark.
Just go back. Just go back. We're going to go again. Thank you. Forward motion. Just take a step back.
Corbin Smith finds a juicy touch there.
Edge of the line. Yep.
Certainly been a bit of a rebuild for Cardiff Met this season. They've probably lost about half of their first team from last season. And very much like many of the sides in BUCS Super Rugby, a bit of a victim of their own success with the players being identified and finding themselves playing in the Welsh leagues, the likes of Elijah Evans, who's starring for Cardiff Rugby at the moment.
Slow down, Tess, slow down. You're fine. Blue scrum cap. Blue scrum cap.
We've also
offside
seen a bit of an evolution of style as far as Cardiff Met are concerned. They're slightly lighter in the pack and they're moving the ball around more. They're
on the edge,
looking to develop a style where they're striving to be technically better than anyone who comes before them. Working hard, that's a non-negotiable, but we are seeing a more fluid style from them. And someone who was leading that was Josh Carrington, who's sadly gone off, and he's been replaced by Steph Crimp, who's been involved with the USA Eagles senior squad this summer. He didn't get a cap, but he spent plenty of minutes in the group across the pond and follows in a long line of USA players who grace this league, the likes of Ethan McVeigh, who's a fully capped international for the USA and a former Cardiff Met man too. Met into the Hartpury 22, pouring numbers
onside,
aggressively into the breakdown. Yallop battles his way through a forest of red bodies. Meters so precious to come by with this stubborn Hartpury defence. Met go wide, they get swallowed up by Hillary and co.
Offside.
They win the penalty. Hartpury going offside. Now it's Moore, the try scorer, shovels it on. And now out to the win. Here's Henry Kerwin.
Advantage. Time off.
But he runs out of room.
Captain, to me a sec.
I do apologise. Josh Carrington is still on. I think it's Dylan Scott who's made way.
We've piggybacked them down into this area now.
But either way, good face play from Cardiff Met. Hartpury not having any of it though with their shoulders.
You know, when you play Met, they're always going to bring that brutal side to their game up front. It's good to see, you know, they get that penalty, they're moving that ball and playing some exciting rugby and getting to those edges. Hartpury done really well there to keep them out. Like I said,
points called.
It's just a matter of time of staying disciplined and trusting your D process and trying to keep them out without conceding that penalty.
Time back on then. Thanks, Captain. Yeah, happy. Yeah, they go for
Ewan
the post.
Glynn wearing 23 onto the field for Hartpury. And Vikas Mayer with the rugby equivalent of a tap-in to take Cardiff Met to double figures. Well, from close range, Mayer has sent that ball over the stand and into the road behind Kingsholm. Absolutely no doubt about it, and absolutely no doubt about the fact that Hartpury have a battle on their hands. 5 points of difference, unforgivably. Cardiff Met allow the ball to bounce in. Well, they're under
Hartpury
pressure.
ball,
They've
Hartpury
lost the ball. Hartpury ball in transition. The back three come pouring forward out wide as the pack
Onside.
advance again from close range. Just a couple of tackles bounce. Archers looking tired. Hillary full of gusto, refusing to go down without a battle. More back row energy from El Hart.
Short.
Just a drop of the shoulder and a surge from the line. Short the cry.
Short
One more
again.
plunge to the paint.
No, don't place it. It's short. On the
Still
line.
not
Hands
there
on, go.
for Hartpury.
Use the line.
If they get it wide right,
Let's go.
Kutia is
Let it go.
completely unguarded. Instead, they persist with the pick and the go, and eventually the battering ram breaks down the door of the boys from Kincoid.
Yeah, again, that brutal battle in the middle, and you know, seeing those forwards get excited and getting around that try line, it's really good to see that they were still knocking on that door. And although Hilly's had some chances, he's definitely been successful there in just being consistent with it and keep knocking on that door, and opportunities will come.
Keelan Cullen is the latest to jettison a ball over a stand. But the main fact is it's 2 extras added, and it's Hartpury 23, Cardiff Met 11.
Cardiff.
Good to see Evan Minto come on the field just a minute ago, and he's been bossing it with the ace last year and being captain, stepping into the first team squad as a fresher and doing really well with some of the bits with the RFC.
Okay.
And
When you're ready, 10.
it's really good to see sort of young players like that still having the ability to get into such a competitive squad, a competitive back row, and I hope to see him go well tonight.
18 years old, at school last year, and already playing championship rugby for Hartpury, as well as here at Kingsholm in BUCS Super Rugby. Rhys Davis is on. Good to see him back in the fold
Inside.
after the nerve injury that required operating on last year. A couple of games back in the twos, and
On the line, Hartpury.
now very much back to where he belongs in the first team.
Yeah, Reese is class, great bloke. He's obviously had the surgery on his neck. I
You stay on the line.
don't know if they could find it, but they must have somehow and extended it out.
Keep it, keep it, keep it.
Not many surgeons who specialise in neck enlargements.
Ball.
Lewis Walsh,
Once.
the man from Aberdare, locked on at the back, and Terry says enough's enough, let's let the backs run free. Good energy arriving from Max Surrey, the Scotland 20s man, returning from an Achilles injury himself. This is Jack Pritchard, brother of Tom. Mayer taken out just as he was tipping that ball inside. Now it's Met's turn to pick and go through the heart of the ruck, and Surrey, locks flowing, carries Metz beyond the 10-metre line. Will Owen, the England 18th back row, onto the field and making a dent. Width and ambition and footwork, and boy, Steph Crimp looks like a lovely, elegant player. Here's Kerwin,
Onside.
the Canadian Sevens international. Debuted in Singapore in April earlier this year on the World Series, and Gethin Cannon, who's Very dynamic second rower. Gets another touch on the ball. Mayer slips inside but doesn't beat the shoulder of McCarthy. Now it's Crimp who seemingly seeing a completely different defensive picture to any other Met man. He's finding those gaps and he's unsettling the Hartpury defence. Oh, that could be yellow for McCarthy.
Genuine attempt to catch the ball. Just forward.
Physicality, the tempo of Met they're bringing, it starts to worry defences when you can't nullify it, and that's an extremely good attacking set from Met, and it's very tight. It's very tight. You're always going to, run that risk when you go with one hand.
A genuine attempt called by Adam Jones.
Very genuine.
Well, if I feel it's intentional, then yeah.
Don't go individual, stay together. Okay. Got him at scrum time, mate. Hey, we got him at scrum time.
Scrum, Cardiff Met ball.
Let's go.
Will McCarthy is probably feeling relieved.
Go in. Let's go. Go in. Go in.
Running the outside centre there. That could have made things very interesting for the next 10 minutes, and certainly an avenue back into the game for Met. Not that they're a long way off. 12 points, no matter how many seconds on the clock, really means nothing in BUCS Super Rugby.
Absolutely not. Like I said before, any team's capable of doing anything, and anyone in the league is capable of beating anyone at any given point. And that could have been very upsetting for Hartpury, but decision's the decision, and we'd be grateful for it.
Let's go.
Hey, you've been training with Gloucester for 1 week and you're already giving me media trained answers. You've lost your honest edge, Gippo.
Crouch.
Prime piece attacking real estate here for the Archers.
Set.
Big blind side to the left with BUCS situated there. The carry comes off the base and Owen tries to release the offload to Wilmot, but doesn't get any change out of it. Met continue to the right, and that's a meaty carry from Liam Jones. Another shoot shield individual, the man from Merthyr. Mayer has a couple of nibbles, finds the offload. Crimp dances through again for a cheeky meter. This is better from Met, finding some energy, and the ball was there to be used quicker, but Max Surrey doesn't mind an unglamorous meter, and he takes one or two in that carry, even though his opposite man Rhys Davis tries to poach. Carrington flips it back inside to Johnson. Mayer found himself hassled and harried.
Okay, it's too many offences. What's the number? Number 12. Lifting tackle.
Max Knight
12.
is the beneficiary of the first yellow card of the night. A culmination of infringements. And the former Gloucester under-18s captain giving his marching orders for 10 minutes.
Yeah, Met kept knocking at the door there, and some of their attack was looking worrying at times for Hartpury, and it was only a matter of time before we leaked through a potential card like that.
6.
Could that yellow be the spark that Met need to find a way back into this contest? They're bumped off as they bring the ball down. There's someone who isn't bumped, who isn't knocked off course, is Liam Jones, who rifles his way to the line. Met have a second. Hartpury are dragged back in to the wrestle, and the men from across the bridge are right back in it.
It's class for Met to stay in the attack there, and like I said just previously before, they've been knocking on the door, and they stuck with it, and they got the reward.
Well, Liam Jones alongside Lewis Walsh both got on a plane. They went to Australia. They wanted to add an Antipodean edge to their game, and They found themselves in Newcastle playing shoot shield, and they've come back mature, impressive young men and full of character from their travels. And the former Wasp under 18 with a key try to present Mayer with the opportunity to close the deficit to 5, which he does emphatically. It's Hartpury 23, Cardiff Met 18.
They're right back in it now, and next point's going to be key. Next point's going to be very key.
Hartpury have never won this match here at Kingsholm. Has that been weighing on you as a group at all?
We know how competitive it is. We know what Met bring, and at such an event like this, it makes both sides raise their game. Hopefully, we'll be looking to settle that.
You're just holding him in. Use it.
Go, go, go.
Ewan Glynn with a great take. He's been bossing it up with the twos as a co-captain with one of the other lads, and really good to see him as well as Evan, you know, get a good appearance tonight.
Keelan Cullen sends a torpedo into the skies, but BUCS Mayer
We'll play on.
looks a real tidy orchestrator at 10. Coolly collects it in this crisp and still night here in Gloucester. It is a lovely evening for rugby. Well, that was unconfidently claimed by Evan Minto, and Hartpury on the back foot here. Met, though, unable to capitalise. And they're back putting in tackles. That's a nice shape on the jackal from Jack Pritchard. The West Walian dairy farer milking the ball from the grip of the Hartpury hands, and now they're into the 22.
Very dangerous for Hartpury now. Looking like a few tired bodies out there.
Looked to have slipped high from Rhys Davis. No call coming. There are Met men queuing up on this short side. Oh, the over-the-shoulder no look. Works a dream.
Kick the ball.
But the Archers cede possession.
Yeah. Play on.
Hartpury a little on the ropes here. Play on the call. Hartpury bursting through the Met ranks. Thrown to the floor on the Archers 10-metre line. Quick recycle. Cullen stings one through, end over end, spins Carrington back, who's got all the support of Kerwin alongside him. It's a bullet into the sternum of the winger, and he has done incredibly well to hold on to that ball just as he was set upon by all those red jerseys.
Keelan Cullen, so good at kicking out of hand. Whether it's a spiral, whether it's an attacking low kick. That will be very key for Hartpury now, especially when they got that yellow card down.
Alex Terry changes tack on this occasion, and it's smart from him as the wreckage can be seen in the background. Instead of a box to contest, he finds the safe haven off the touchline. And well, you can see one down there. There's another as well, having some cramps stretched out. The contest taking its toll. And us getting excited for what could be a classic BUCS Super Rugby grandstand finish.
Okay.
Yeah, getting a little bit nervous now with that yellow card in. And, well, a good attacking platform now for Hartpury, and see what they can make of it. And if they can get some points on the board here, especially one in the bin, that would be really, really valuable.
Just a little more colour on Jack and Tom Pritchard. They are genuinely West Walian dairy farmers, and I've been told after training they go back to the farm and they go milk the cows every night. That's their life, rugby and milking cows. Well, here they are defending as Hartpury go on the assault. Max Surrey has been a really lively addition to the match, but it's his opposite number, Rhys Davis, back from injury himself, into the fold. Hartpury work their way into the midfield. Goodness me, there's a real bit of mongrel to the way Rhys Davis drops his shoulder and cannons into other humans.
We pushed him there.
Yeah, he's really stepped it up. Always offering himself up for the carries.
Oh, the Cardiff Met player got stuck in the bottom there. He tried to roll away, but he didn't make sufficient effort. This is consequenceless attacking, but there's always a consequence when Josiah Edward-Giroux carries. He sets out the simplest of knockdowns for the other captain, Will McCarthy. The captain step up. Hartpury stretch their lead again, and they put more daylight between them and the Archers.
Quality from Josiah just to get on that outside shoulder. He's definitely one to defend, and you've always got to put two men on him, and that opens up that space on the outside just for Wilf to dot that down.
Do you want the penalty or do you want yeah, I understand, but I try and play advantage, yeah?
End to end, a match starved of tries for nigh on 35 minutes, and now they're flooding on the scoreboard. Every point precious. And the former Bonamine junior, Keelan Cullen, steps up and drains a peach of a conversion to maximise the captain's try. Hartpury have 30, Cardiff Met have 18.
Substitution.
Certainly stepped up when we needed it there, and every point matters now, every point.
Happy, thank you. Yeah, time back on.
Mayer into the arms of Matt Hillary. As that try taking the sting out of the comeback Cardiff. Ardal Yallop just swats away McCarthy, fire in his eyes.
Turnover.
But he has his pocket picked by Evan Minto. Cullen switches direction, slides it off the edge of the boot, but Josh Carrington arises, bounces, looks for holes, but finds a huge man in Ollie Minnis. Look at the crowds. Look at the people on the edge of their seats.
21, retire back. Stop. Okay.
And look at Hartpury pinned all the way back. Cullen
retire.
Picks his angle, and he not only finds touch, but he finds a coach in the technical area, so there won't be a quick throw.
Hartpury on the edge of the...
He utilises that boot so well, and it's one of the points that most teams now in the BUCS League have seen, and they'll go after that for sure.
Zipped away by Carwyn Edwards, who really adds a bit of tempo and life when he comes from the pine. Mayer puts some range, Crimp, gliding, swinging the ball inside, a gorgeous offload, oh my goodness, jet-fueled heels from Henry Kerwin. A lightning bolt finish from the flyer on the edge of the Archers, and Cardiff Met just will not lay down and accept defeat in this match.
outstanding set piece, outstanding set play, and that's what you do. If you give them that one man over on that overlap there, they'll take it, and that second phase is class from Met.
Well, the togetherness evident, all the artillery unloaded from the bench. George Merritt in there, he brings great experience, having played nearly every game last season in BSR. And BUCS Meyer simply doesn't miss from that range. We got a 5-point game and 9.5 minutes to go. Hold on to your Luigi hats. This could be as up and down as a game of Mario Kart.
Certainly different from that second half. We're now seeing both sides getting used to the game. They've had their moment to settle, and both sides firing into it. And it's interesting to see now with new scrum half on. Does that change the tempo? Hartpury nice and settled in.
Who's going to be wearing the crown between Hartpury and Cardiff Met come the conclusion of this battle of the bridge?
Once! Carry back in!
And Carwyn Edwards, the North Walian, picks out Ewan Glynn. Glynn looks right, straightens up, gets clobbered. Here's JJ Williams. Here's the captain looking to drag his team on his back again, and the yellow comes this time for Cardiff Met. And might that be the game changer?
Matt Hillary's been outstanding all season, and all of this game he's really showed his experience and showed his brutality in the carries, and that's just great bit of play that's led to that penalty and potentially helped close the game off. Don't want to speak too soon though.
I mean, you'd be mad to be speaking with confidence when you're talking about this league, but Matt Hillary, look, we were talking in the break. You said that he's a player that you've played with for a couple of seasons, and every year you think this guy can't get any better, but he does.
I don't know what he does, but he's every season. I just think, can this guy get better? And he does. He comes back better and better and better.
Keelan Cullen's not too shabby too. And the fancy dress-clad fans enjoying a BUCS Super Rugby spooktacular here at Kingsholm. Hartpury 33, Cardiff Met 25. They're more than a score adrift now. The men from the Welsh capital.
Just a knock on in the air.
But the knock on in the air will help the cause.
Cardiff Met ball.
They've gone for the completable kickoff, and it's worked for them, and now they've got a platform to hopefully for them strike and get themselves back on the board, and with a man down in the bin they really need to score next.
Second, two, scrum. I put pressure on. Come on, man.
Crouch.
Sink.
Bang. Set.
10, 2, 3, 1, go. Long, go.
Wow, it was really good spoiling from JJ Williams, who just threw a limb into the path of Carwyn Edwards, and that's why the pass went awry. That one's a little high and it stretches Jack Pritchard, who there's quite a bit of excitement about. He can squat a house and he can bench a barn. And that strength enabling him to not be dispossessed. That is some collision, sparks flying between Surrey and Davis.
Reece Dave again coming on.
Use it.
Physical hits he's putting in, and he's constantly looking for work, even just hitting that caterpillar there. And how good has he been since he's come on?
Yeah. No advantage then. Knock forward. Scrum. Cardiff Met ball.
Hartpury need to stay on their mettle because Cardiff Met have utter belief that they can turn this deficit over.
Time still on then, let's go.
They need some points soon. They need to lead themselves within a chance to snatch it at the death. It's a big evening's work for Ollie Minnis.
We're just waiting for a ball. Here
Big
it comes.
Cornish chunk of a tight head. The former
Time back on
Weybridge
then.
Camels man.
He's got it. Okay. Let's shout for it.
So Owen Popple will be on the under-19s man and in for a match-defining scrum. Potentially.
Play away.
Both front rows collapse. Ardal Yallop sucks in 3 red jerseys, but no meters come. Owen. Merritt. Big defence arriving from Josiah Edwards-Giroux. The penalty will do nicely for Met, but time is running out. Mayer, real kick to nothing, and
No advantage. You just flopped on the
he
player.
is
Number 17.
deleted in the process by Ellis Hart.
Exactly what Met needed as a penalty here. Just give them that license to play. Interesting to see what they go for here. Do they go points and then chase the try, or do they go corner and chase the following points?
You feel points and chase the try. But Mayer wants more. Should say, and this is the kind of standard warning that we do give when we're doing DSR, is our match clock isn't necessarily precise with that of the referees. Adam Jones may have a few more seconds or a few less. But one thing's for sure, Met are running out of time. They must make this line out count. The maul surges and swings round the left-hand side, and even as the backs arrive, the additional ballast doesn't help. Mayer steps inside, almost finds a way through. Edwards organises his forwards round the corner. They need to arrive quicker to match his tempo desire. Ball almost left behind, but Met up to 5 metres shy. Pritchard ended the second he picks it up. Mayer walking cautiously to the right-hand side at the moment, out of shot as the forwards get asked to do the work. To the left, Met go. There's no room there. There is only Wilf McCarthy. There's only red jerseys. In the Battle of the Bridge, the Welsh Barbarians are at the gates.
Tackle! Balls.
And the Hartpury players are defending the ramparts with all they can muster. Mayer loses the ball from his grasp, but it goes backwards. Then it's scrum 3, then Yallop picks up. So much going on.
And then gone forward.
But ultimately, feathered forward by the Archers, and that could be the game.
Yeah, Met run the risk of going to the corner on that penalty, and perhaps that's that little bit touch of experience.
Yeah, time off, please.
But yeah, should they have taken the 3 points and then chase the try in the end? Maybe, but it's the risk you always take going to the corner.
Should we start talking about player of the match, Gippo? So I'll give you some time. You can give me some notable mentions from both sides, a few candidates, and then we'll come to the man himself. But I mean, there've been some mighty performances out there.
Yeah, there's been some great plays, great plays on show, and seeing the display from both teams of attacking play and defensive sets at times has been really impressive. I think the back line for Hartpury has done well, and it's been a real brutal matchup in terms of the packs. I think Hillary, Reece Dave's been amazing since he's come on. We're going to have a little think on that one, I think.
You have a ponder while we feast our eyes on what is potentially the final scrum of the match.
Look at the picture here, boys. We got you hinging and you're pulling down. Let's go. Let's go. Not going to succeed like that. Let's not hinge and get your elbow up. Let's go.
And all these little resets will help Hartpury.
I'm going to put time back on now.
Everything, this is it. Come on, this is
the scoreboard and the clock are their friend right now as time ebbs away.
Crouch! Bind! Set! Steady! Go! Pulling him down. First defence is the elbow down.
Well,
can't scrummage in that.
The penalty comes for Met.
Is that it? No, let's go bonus point. Bonus point.
Post called.
Post called. Is this the last play? I think I heard that, and they're thinking about the bonus point.
Yeah, smart from Met. Thinking about that bonus point. They've been really unfortunate just not to get any change out of being in these areas right now, but Hartpury's been pretty formidable in their defence, and I think I've had a little idea on my star of the match. We spoke about him previously, and he's been knocking on the door in terms of the up-front carries and just being that really smart number 8, and it's got to be Matthew Hillary. He's been outstanding this game.
The final act and points go to Cardiff Met, and the boot of BUCS Mayor to snatch a valuable losing point for Cardiff Met. But for the first time in this fixture's history, in the Battle of the Bridge, it is Hartpury who emerge, the warlords of the West. They have vanquished their old enemy, Cardiff Met, in a thriller at Kingsholm. Full time, Hartpury 33, Cardiff Met 28. Gippo, there's worse ways to spend a Wednesday night, isn't there?
Certainly, I know a lot of the fans dressed as Maro, Luigi. I even saw Princess Peach out there. They'll be straight into Teagues, and hopefully the lads from this game will join them. It's a bit of a bitter end for Hartpury, but a good one nonetheless. And it's been a really good game, and I was on the edge of my seat at times, and it was back and forth, even the first half to the second half. But yeah, real great game and a good result for Hartpury.
Good result for Hartpury. How important is that result for Hartpury? We touched on it in the pre-show. 2 wins, 2 losses, a draw, a real mixed bag, and a sense of Hartpury are nearly there, but they're not quite there. So how important is, against Cardiff Met as well, a real historic heavyweight in BUCS Super Rugby, how important is it going to be for the psychology of the group?
Yeah, we've had a real tough start. We've had some really, really big teams to come up against, and to get that result from Met today in front of what's been a very positive crowd for us is really important, and hopefully that's our tipping point. That can get us back on track and be the start of something real special.
Real special would be making a final, wouldn't it? And it's been a long time since you guys have been there. That the last time being when you won the third of the 3-peat.
Absolutely, we've had probably about 3-4 years building, quarter-final after quarter-final, semi-final last year, and I don't want to speak too soon, but I really, really want to push for that, and so will the lads, and we feel that we can get to that place, and with the experience we've got in the side, some real good young lads out there like Evan Minto joining the squad. We've certainly got what it takes. It's just whether we can apply it.
Let's talk about Cardiff Met, shall we? They came here tonight second in the league. Their only defeat coming to Bath, who've impressed everyone in the early stages of this campaign. But there was something of an acknowledgement that they hadn't played who on paper or historically would be deemed the very best, the likes of Exeter, the likes of Loughborough. So this, a real test for them. They've come away with a losing bonus point. They've come away within 5 points here away at Kingsholm as well. They may not have all the match points, but there is a lot of positives to take for this group of young archers who are regenerating, having lost a lot of the core group last year.
Yeah, very young squad, and we touched on it before of them having perhaps maybe an easier start than us, but they certainly look like a strong squad from and they look together as well, and you've seen flashes and moments of outstanding rugby and what they can do, and to come away to Kingsholm where we've got a massive crowd and they might not have brought some of their crowd down, and it's a very tough place to come, and like I said, this fixture, this is such a competitive and such a brutal game that unfortunate for them, but it's good to see, young squad. Where can they go from there?
How good's this league, by the way, Gippo? I know that I'm one of the chief cheerleaders of it, but I'm lucky that I run into a lot of people around the country at rugby clubs, because on my days off I go to rugby clubs. That's how one-dimensional I am. And I have so many people just wanting to talk to me about BUCS Super Rugby, how much they love the rugby, how much they love the players who emerge from it, and the competition within the league. What's it like as a player? Does it feel as good being a part of it as it is to commentate, to spectate, to be a mum and dad for?
Oh, it's quality. It's so competitive, and I touched on it again before. Any team can beat any team in this league, and that's what's special about it. You can go up to Leeds and have a real tough day in the office. You can go down to Exeter and get a win, and it's so special, the fact that any team can beat any team, and that just shows the depth and the special thing about these new players coming in and young players coming in. What future they've got ahead of them.
Well, we're watching the Hartpury players drift towards the uprights to mark a famous day in their history. This fixture has been around for 3 seasons now, and after a win to Cardiff Met in the first instance and a draw last year, they finally get their first victory. But as a result, it means that we are waiting on our opportunity to chat to the player of the match, who is the Hartpury co-captain, Matt Hillary. But the next best thing is Dave Rogers, who is poised down there by the desk. And I'm just looking down for the signal to throw his way. I don't want to leave him high and dry, knowing that he doesn't have anyone, but we certainly want to hear from the co-captain of that group of individuals, your group of individuals, Gippo, who you're hoping to go all the way with.
Yeah, it's a very special bunch, and it's a great culture amongst them. And that photo there is just to, sort of commemorate this special day, and also one of our physios is leaving, so really good for her to, sort of leave on a real high note.
Hartpury leaving on a high note. A slightly more sombre note is that for Cardiff Met, but I know that they'll be looking to take the positives. And D. Rog doesn't have the player of the match, but he has one of the greats of BUCS Super Rugby. It is Cardiff Met's head of rugby, Dr. Ian Gardner.
Cheers, Burnsy. Cheers, Gippo. Let's get some post-match reaction. you said before tonight that, oh, hello guards, by the way, nice to see you. I'm
Hey,
getting
Dave.
straight into business then. But no, you said before tonight that you had a good start to the season, but you hadn't really played against one of the top teams. You have tonight. How do you feel you went, and where do you think that sort of stands you at the end of a block?
Well, we had played against one of the top teams in Bath, and we come in second best physically. So it was a concern coming into this tonight, because Hartpury are pretty much a similar squad to what they had last year. A lot of experience there, and a lot of quality in there as well. So it certainly was pleasing from a physical perspective, and a set piece, which I thought, particularly the lineup, was really strong tonight, and some of the tight exchanges, and there was very little to choose between us. Very, very fine margins, but credit to Hartpury, they got across the line in the end.
I always like to concentrate on positives, so instead of the outcomes, let's talk about the chances that you created in the first half.
Yeah, look, that was the difference ultimately. We just spoke about that, and funny enough, I said I'll start the negative, and I just spoke to the players at the end there, and it was our decision making in the goal zone, or in the 22. I think we coughed up possession 5 times by trying offloads or sort of plays that sort of weren't really on. It possibly gone another phase, and who knows what would have happened, and the scoreline could have been a different story. And subsequent, at the end of the first half, we conceded 2 tries. It was 11-2 penalty count half time, which we need to address, and that played a big factor, which gave Hartpury territory. And if you give any team, especially the quality of Hartpury got, and they get 5 metres out, it's difficult to defend. So probably that last 10 minutes of the first half was the real was the difference between the two teams today.
What about the character shown by your team, though, to dig in? I mean, you've got yourself within 5 points, you've got the yellow card, then you don't claim the restart, all of a sudden you're under the poles again. But some of the tries you scored in the second half, winning that penalty at scrum time at the end to leave with a bonus point, there's plenty to build on, isn't there?
Yeah, I can't question this group's attitude and effort. They're hard work. They put it into training week in, week out. We've been pretty consistent with our selection, and really they're repaying us for that. So I said in every game, even when we lost to Bath, I said I can't criticise any of the hard work and effort they're putting in. And look, we just come up short tonight, as you said. The kick-off was a massive point. We tried to kick the ball through on the edge over there, and we didn't need to, which led to them getting territory and a pick and drive try into the post. So again, they're fine margins, but we just got to be a little bit better in those key decision making areas. We are a little bit inexperienced, and hopefully we can learn from these moments, because the effort and the attitude is certainly there.
One question, actually a few more questions, but this one in particular. 3 minutes to go on the clock. You're 8 points down. You've got a penalty. You slot it over. You're in losing bonus point territory. They've gone for the corner. Why?
That's on me, actually. It's a poor call by me. I know, honesty is one of our values, and when we done it, Cody looked at me and went, I messed up there, didn't I? So yeah, that one's on me. I'll take that. I can't blame the boys for that one. That's just poor. Got a little bit excited now. And I say the boys are saying to zone 2, don't get too excited in zone 3. And I probably got a little bit excited with that one. Looking at the clock, I thought we need 2 scores for the win. And it's a poor call there. But luckily, we didn't pay for it in the end.
Yeah, all's well that ends well. It would have been a tragedy if you'd gone away empty-handed. Let's talk about the day then, the bigger picture, a double-header, 2 great rugby institutions in Hartpury and Cardiff Met. Great crowd, great ground, 2 brilliant games. This is what it's all about, isn't it?
Oh, look, it's a fantastic product. It just gets stronger and stronger every year. I spoke to Burnsy yesterday about it, and if you stand still in this league, you're going to go down. You've just got to keep evolving. You've got to keep developing all aspects of your game, whether it's off the field in terms of tech, whether it's the physical, the psychological elements. They're also important in the modern game. This is, like, for me, one below professionalism. The speed, the ball in play. I didn't see the final. It was 18 minutes ball in play in the first half, which is high, and certainly both teams came out to play, and both sides played some great stuff out there, and it's a real showpiece, I think, for the tower, showcasing the talent that's out there at the moment.
And finally then, because in a few weeks' time there's lots of rugby to be played between now and then, but you get to do it again under the lights, Cardiff Clash, Cardiff Arms Park, massive occasion, not just for the boys, but for you and the coaching staff too. It's special for everyone.
Yeah, look, it's similar to the Kingsholm here, isn't it? There's probably it's a bigger crowd in the Arms Park for that. It's about 4,500 we're up to now, which makes it even more special. But nonetheless, it'll be the pinnacle of some of these boys' careers, and nights like this they'll never forget. And likewise all the Cardiff clashes. But as I said, credit to Hartpury tonight. They managed to get across the line, and they were probably deserved winners in the end.
Karaoke at Teagues tonight, you come in?
Oh, absolutely. Where we going?
I'll see you there. Hey, great to have a chat. Great to see a smile on your face, and we'll have a chat again soon. Right, I want a Dan Murphy, and I want a man of the match. Hey, this is a good start, Matt. Congratulations. It's another 5 points. You're going very, very well this season, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a iffy start from our side. We had a tough loss to Exeter opening stages of the season, and then from there on, yeah, we've had some up and downs, but it's good to finish with 5 points before the break.
Oh, the break. Look at you talking about getting your feet up already. What about tonight then? Because it felt like a game you were favourites for, and perhaps that's new because you are building, you're being talked about in this unofficial Power 4 in BUCS Super Rugby, but you've got to go out there every week and do it. And you've done that tonight against the Cardiff Met team that really, really came for you.
Yeah, I mean, we just trust our system, trust our structure, and we just play from there. I mean, we've got some talent out the back, and the forwards, we put in shifts every day against the RFC champ side weekly. So, I mean, that prepares us well for these Wednesdays. And, yeah, we just love a Wednesday.
We're going to talk about tonight, right, but I want to rewind back a couple of weeks. You're trying that Bath game, that outrageous pick-up and dot down. Have you ever done anything like that before? Because I loved it.
No. I mean, I think it was just luck, to be honest. It's stuck in my hand. But, yeah, I mean, yet again, it's nice to be on TV so the parents back home in SA can watch. And, yeah, I mean, we just love playing on YouTube and stuff, and it's a great platform for boys to excel.
Just turning it on in front of a global audience. I love it. What was good tonight then? Because it looked like a heck of a dust-up. It was a one-score game in the end, but you always found ways to get ahead, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just, again, stuck to our structure. We believed our 10 would put us in places where we would love to just play the game, play in their half. And we just said, boys, the time's going to come where we'll stretch the lead. And then, unfortunately, we just let soft tries in to let them claw back. But I'm glad we got the 5 points at the end.
What are you doing in your time off?
Resting and recovering.
Yeah, rest and recovering. I'll ask you what that looks like when the camera's off. Well played tonight. Congratulations. You're the player of the match. Go be with the boys. Do something fun. I look forward to hearing about it. Have we got Dan Murphy anywhere? Where's Murph? Oh, we'll find him. In the meantime, where's Burnsy? Do you want to come and have a chat? Oh, you're going to go and speak to Amber. Of course you were. Right then. Someone find me Dan Murphy, because we can't have an occasion like this at Kingsholm under the lights without speaking to the winning coach. He's quite hard to find. He was a lot easier to find when he was coaching Wales under-20s because they plaited his hair, and I'll let you decide whether it was a good look or not. Right, you state what... Murph. Right, he's taken his boots off. Sorry to interrupt your conversation, Murph. Can you?
This is recruitment, bud.
Right, he's doing recruitment. Back to the desk. He's going to come over. They're always working. They're always on. You can't stop them. But that is why Hartpury do what they do, because they go from the college into the university into the championship in the men. In the women, they go from the college into the university into Gloucester Hartpury. They win trophies, they get great players, and then they disperse them around the country, whether it's URC or Premiership or Major League Rugby or International, Six Nations, whatever. I feel like I've just done Hartpury's recruitment drive there, but also Cardiff Met, fantastic product. It's the hub of rugby in Wales. If you want to go the more academic route, then maybe Cardiff and Swansea. I'm tying myself in knots here. I'm going to get in so much trouble. But if you're a young player, if you're a parent, and you think this is for your young person, then it absolutely is. BUCS Super Rugby men, BUCS Super Rugby women, get involved. Also, I'm not on an agency fee at all.
Sorry, bud.
Who are you recruiting?
It's just some young lads.
Secrets. I tell you what's not a secret. You've had a great block of 6 games and you've won another game. I say another game. It's not always gone this way against Cardiff Met, has it? It's been a bit of a bogey team, so this is a big deal tonight.
Yes, we've done this. This is the 3rd year on the trot we've done this. First time we've actually got to win, which is amazing. And I think the brilliant thing for us tonight is actually we finished out the game. Last couple of weeks we've had wobbly moments maybe in the second half. Not saying we didn't today, but we finished strong as well for longer periods, and the way we saw out the game, yeah, very, very pleased.
It seemed to be a game of key moments, and they were key moments that you tended to come out on the right side of. The try line in front of us here, one of the best try-saving tackles that I've seen in any rugby ever. You take advantage of a kick chase from a restart. You defend your own 22 there. They get within one score. You find the next score. What does that say about the character of this group?
We've worked a lot on the last couple of weeks, 50-50s, and we said, how do we turn those into 60-40s? Instead of waiting for the bounce of the ball, go get the ball. And Dil Kotsia, that try-saving tackle, amazing. El Hart on a restart, banging people, tackle. These are the little things you don't see, but that's the effort. That's pushing a 60-40 in our favour. Amazing.
What are we 6 games in now? And I asked you this last time after the 30-1 all. I asked you if you were happy, and you said yes, but I didn't know if you were lying to me or not. We're 6 games in now. Are you happy?
Yeah, I think we're in a good place. We're in a good place. The results haven't always gone our way, but the performances we're happy with. And yeah, we've got a nice week off now. We've got a tough block after the break. We're last game down to Exeter as well before Christmas as well. So BUCS Super Rugby, eh? Thick and fast.
Oh, we absolutely love it. This occasion, you had 20, 30,000 in the main stand there. But seriously, a great crowd, a great atmosphere, 2 great games as well. Yeah. And you're among a whole host of clubs in BUCS Super Rugby, men's and women's, who are putting on these occasions. They feel special for us. Do they feel special for you and the club and everyone involved too?
Yeah, definitely. Like, these guys want to play, the guys and girls that play today. They want to play Premiership Rugby. That's what they aspire to. We know not everyone's lucky enough to do that, but nights like this can give them a little taste. They go in the change rooms, they have the pre-match rituals, all this kind of stuff. This thing's at the end, talking to your friends and family while you're still in the pitch. These are memories that will last with these guys forever. It's such a great occasion.
I've been hearing all night, all day about karaoke at Teagues, and you strike me as a Johnny Cash guy, maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
Bring
a fire, I reckon.
Yeah, brilliant. I will see you there, and I'll join in the chorus. Top man, congratulations today. What you got planned for the week off?
Sleep.
Yeah, good luck with that, mate. Good luck with that. Congratulations to this man. Congratulations to Hartpury men's and women's. They have done the double. It's a short journey home for Cardiff Met. Plenty to build on, but no wins and just 1 bonus point to take into this break next week. Another unbelievable night under the lights. Thank you for joining us wherever you have been around the world. So many big games to look forward to. We're at Cardiff University in December. We've got the Cardiff Clash, another double-header where Met take on Cardiff to be the pride of Wales. And also, congratulations to Swansea for doing their live stream tonight against Cardiff University. I checked in. It was 17-all. Maybe you can catch the end of that. But until next time, goodbye.